Entering settings screen, you have 18 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
STRO. Yeah.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
STRO. I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright.
Yeah.
I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I didn't grab the few. Can't match this.
Okay, Coach. Well, from a place that's officially been recognized as the loudest venue in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium right here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So now an early third and 10 here on their opening drive. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
On first down, it's Phillips. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward.
Let's go.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Go. You draw forward. Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now.
Ready? 15, line it. 15 line. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll wind up with 7 on the dump off, but it'll set up 3rd down.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
56 to Mike.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the Chiefs.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult pull to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm going to run you over. Motion, 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 motion. Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47.
Mahomes going to throw. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. That makes him now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Phillips, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the pass.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Watch the safety cream. Get it.
On 3rd down, Phillips. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
51 yards on the punt there. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, and suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Mahomes. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. His first half struggles continue. He has yet to complete a pass. Hard to believe.
It is, because I don't see anything wrong with him physically. Maybe he's a little amped up to begin with. Would have thought he would have settled down by now. I think someone's got to get in his ear. Got to be a psychologist.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And the field position doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
I think they have to make some decisions here. That's the 2nd fumble here in the 1st quarter. And what I mean by that is, do you have the confidence to stay with him? Or are you going to have to make a change and maybe go to someone else?
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead,
and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive, and they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the 1st quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. 1st quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. 17-0 our score after 1. 17, Chiefs 0. They come out here in the eye. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good. And a rout is on here in this 1st half. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the 1st half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. He finds Kalen Ballage, his running back. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the grab. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Check four.
They'll run here with Ballage. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
Lock going to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They run the counter. Phillips. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Locke's throw caught by Sutton. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 42.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing on first down is Locke. Looking deep downfield. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd down, it's Phillips. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 yards there, first down. They'll run with Lindsey. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on. And oh, it's no good. For the second time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Jim.
Now Balaj. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10.
Break.
56.
Greystone, travel.
I got you.
Down.
On 1st down, it's Phillips. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. In on the tackle, Alex Okafor.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Phillips. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
52's the mic, boys. 52.
Look at me. Go. Go.
Here's Locke. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. From 3 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point from McManus is good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So we are at halftime here on Halloween as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll keep it on the ground. Phillips. He'll have a first down past the 40. A huge play there for Denver. 45 yards on the ground. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
50 plant.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 3rd down, Phillips. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Now a give right side. It's Phillips. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Yellow. I'm going 80.
57.
Shift. Check 24.
Attack.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. He is going to find Hill here. And he's got some space here. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, an 80-yard touchdown. And it may only be for pride now, but the Chiefs get a bit closer. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Hey, Echo.
You're all mine, baby.
Yo, fast, now.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Peterson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A big play there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. As his guys continue to pour it on. McManus's point after is good. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Adam Gotsis, the big Aussie, in on the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a 1st down. Mahomes now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here.
Finish the game. Finish the game. Give me nothing.
Now here's Mahomes. And the grab made by the tight end Pruitt. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Mahomes on target here to Hardman. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Here's Mahomes now on the option right. He may try and run for this.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
A gain on the play. And the Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Hey, here we go.
Attack, attack!
Watch the ship. Watch
15.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Here we go. Finish the game. Attack!
On first down, Mahomes. It's Hill, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. Mahomes will bring him up first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Mahomes now to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up second down.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now it's Mahomes again. And that will be incomplete as well.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one going for a gain. Gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I got it.
Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. That'll bring up 4th down after back-to-back-to-back 3-yard pickups. And this one is right down the middle. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
23 is the mic. Let's go, tight end. Let's go.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on here to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Ooh, with a juke. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams. They put it all together, and I gotta tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Back to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Hill on the return. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Touchdown, defense.
Attack!
47.
From the 30 on second down, Mahomes nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Mike's 43.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. They complete it to Hill. Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Working from the gun, Mahomes. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, first and 10.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. A first down run, good for about 3. Second and 7 coming up. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle.
Check 52 to check 52
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. McManus now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into it? Davis fighting. He loses the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. So first and 10 now from the 30.
I'm here all day. Switch.
Here's Lindsey. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Another run by Lindsey. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
It's a gain of 4. And it's third down. Today's final score,